Welcome to Cozy Noah Vibes. Here, we embark on a journey of relaxation and tranquility together. I'm Noah, and I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I hope tonight's content will help you drift off to a peaceful sleep. Before we start, I'd like to share some exciting news. This Friday is World Sleep Day, and to celebrate this special occasion, we will be releasing a special episode this weekend. It's a brand new meditation audio specially designed to help you fall back asleep if you wake up in the middle of the night, or to relax whenever you need to. This special episode is a response to the many suggestions we've received from our viewers, aimed at providing more options for your relaxation and sleep. So in addition to our regular content, don't forget to check out this special meditation episode on Friday night. I look forward to your participation. Tonight, we'll take you into an old and heartwarming fairy tale titled The Story of Mother Frost. There are many versions of this story, but tonight we will tell you a particularly warm version thanks to Alicia's thoughtful adaptation. And tonight's reading is brought to you by Heather. It's a story about a little girl named Hannah who accidentally stumbles into a magical realm where her kindness and hard work earn her unexpected rewards. This story is not only full of magic and adventure, but also delivers a warm message about kindness and diligence. Before we dive into the story, I invite you to find the most comfortable position and allow yourself to fully relax. Lie down in bed, feel your body slowly sinking into the mattress, and feel the pillow gently supporting your head and neck. Take a deep breath. Inhale the fresh and nourishing air through your nose, and then exhale gently through your mouth. As you breathe deeply, try to focus on your breathing rhythm, allowing each inhalation and exhalation to carry away a bit of tension and stress. With each exhale, your body relaxes more and more, as if every muscle is gradually releasing its tension. Now, close your eyes and imagine yourself in a beautiful countryside. Sunlight filters through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. A gentle breeze caresses your face, and the air is filled with the scent of flowers and fresh grass. In the distance, you see neat fields and gardens, and birds singing joyfully on the branches. You walk along a winding path toward a cozy little cottage, the home of a hardworking and kind family. Tonight's story begins here. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village, there was a little girl named Hannah. She lived with her parents and younger siblings in a humble farmhouse. Hannah's parents were hardworking and honest farmers who lead a simple yet happy life, making their living by cultivating the land. As the eldest child, Hannah was always willing to share the household chores and help care for her siblings. She was very mature for her age, especially skilled at spinning yarn, and often spent cold winter nights by the fireplace, with her beloved white cat at her feet, spinning wool with a serene look in her eyes. As spring arrived and the weather gradually warmed, Hannah enjoyed taking her spinning tools outside to enjoy the fresh air. One sunny summer afternoon, Hannah brought her spinning tools to the old well near the cottage and sat by the well to continue her work. The The sky was filled with the bright sunlight of early summer. Bees buzzed busily in the garden, and Hercule lay lazily at her feet. In the distance, her younger brother and sister were arranging small stones they had collected intricate patterns at the doorstep. As Hannah's focused on spinning, a soft voice suddenly came from the well. "Help us. Please pull us up from the well." Hannah's was startled and looked around, but there was no one nearby. She felt puzzled but continued her work. However, after a while, the voice spoke again. "Please help us. Pull us up from the well." At this point, Hannah felt something was unusual and decided to investigate. She put down her spinning tools, walked to the well, and leaned over to look inside. The water was clear, but she saw nothing. Despite this, Hannah decided to help. She carefully climbed down the stone steps of the well, and the further she went, the stranger the surroundings became. The dark well walls gradually disappeared, and Hannah found herself floating in the air, as if she had entered another world. Hannah closed her eyes, feeling a cool breeze brush against her face and hearing the gentle sound of flowing water, like the sound you'd hear by a riverside. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself lying on a field of wild flowers. She slowly sat up and looked around, realizing she was no longer at the bottom of the well, but in a beautiful meadow, under the blue sky and white clouds. A mysterious forest lay at the edge of the meadow, and in the center of the meadow stood a small cottage with smoke curling from its chimney. Hannah hesitated for a moment, then decided to head towards the cottage to seek help. She walked along a small path, passing through tall grass. Along the way, she saw butterflies fluttering in the sunlight and birds singing among the trees. Eventually, she arrived at the cottage, where the door was slightly ajar, allowing a warm light to filter through. Hannah knocked gently on the door and asked, "Is anyone there?" But no one answered. Curious, she stood on tiptoe and peeked inside, seeing a large fireplace with flames casting a warm glow. Nearby, a table was scattered with flowers and several large barrels, seemingly for storing food. Worst act in a corner. As Hannah hesitated whether to enter, she suddenly heard a soft voice coming from beside the fireplace. "Please take us out of the oven. We're ready for the feast." Hannah was startled and looked around to find the source of the voice. She approached the fireplace and heard the voice again. "Please take us out of the oven. We're ready for the feast." Though filled with curiosity, Hannah decided to help. She picked up the iron spatula by the fireplace and carefully opened the oven door, discovering several golden brown loaves of bread inside. She used the spatula to carefully take each loaf out and place them on the table to cool before closing the oven door again. Seeing the bread safely out, Hannah felt a sense of satisfaction, thinking the owner of the cottage would surely appreciate her help. Despite this, she felt she should linger in a stranger's house, so she left the cottage and continued along the path. Soon, Hannah arrived at a beautiful apple orchard. She sat down to rest under a tree full of lush leaves. but she heard a soft voice again. Please shake our branches so that the ripe apples can fall. Though surprised, Hannah had grown accustomed to these magical experiences. She stood up, walked under each apple tree, and began shaking the branches. Apples fell one by one, and Hannah carefully gathered each one, neatly piling them under the trees before continuing on her way. Her journey continued, and after passing through the orchard, Hannah came to a riverside. By the river, there was a farmhouse with white feathered duvets hanging to dry in the yard, while a few goats and sheep grazed leisurely on the grass. Gathering her courage, Hannah knocked on the door. The door slowly opened, and an elderly woman with a kind face appeared, smiling warmly at her. The elderly woman introduced herself as Mother Frost. After hearing Hannah's story, she invited her in and said that if Hannah was willing to help with some chores, she could stay here for a while. Hannah gladly agreed. In the days that followed, Hannah helped clean the rooms, take care of the animals, and spin yarn, all in perfect order. She found she really enjoyed life here, and Mother Frost treated her very well, often telling her stories about this magical realm. However, despite how wonderful everything was, Hannah sometimes missed her family. One day, she mustered the courage to tell Mother Frost that she missed her family and wanted to return home. Mother Frost smiled understandingly and told her that as long as she passed through the apple orchard outside, she could return to her own world. Reluctantly, Hannah said goodbye to Mother Frost, pushed open the cottage door, and walked towards the orchard. As she passed under the apple trees, Mother Frost suddenly appeared and handed her a small bag. Hannah took the bag, thanked her softly, and continued on her way. As she crossed the meadow, passed through the forest, and finally returned to the old well, dusk was already settling. She opened the small bag and found it filled with glittering gold. Hannah was overjoyed, knowing it was a gift from Mother Frost. She returned home with this unexpected treasuring, shared her adventure with her family. From then on, they've lived a prosperous and happy life, and Hannah has continued to be kind and hardworking, helping many people in need. It's said that to this day, Mother Frost still lives in that mysterious farmhouse, helping those who are kind-hearted and willing to help others. Thank you for listening tonight. I hope this story brought you warmth and peace. If you enjoyed tonight's content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel to ensure you don't miss our upcoming special episode. Your support means so much to us and motivates us to bring you more content that soothes the body and mind. Remember, we'll be releasing the special meditation episode this Friday, and I hope it accompanies you to a more peaceful night. Once again, thank you for your support, and may you have a sweet dream tonight. Sleep well, and good night.